What's up, guys? This is Michael. Welcome back to the dojo. So, check it out. I had a great time at Phoenix Fan Fusion, as you all know. But before I went to Fan Fusion, and ever since I got back, it's really, really cool. I've been binging a lot of anime. And one of the anime that I binged and rewatched was Assassination Classroom. So, today, we're going into Classroom 3E, and we're going to take a lesson from Kuro Sensei. So, for those of you that haven't seen Assassination Classroom, first of all, let me highly recommend it. Second of all, what it's about is it's about a class of kids who really have bad grades and everyone has basically given up on them. And it's kind of the law of this academy where if you fall to class E, then you're essentially a nobody. You lose all of your academics. You have no chance of getting scholarships. And you also have no chance of athletic scholarships. I mean, basically, the world gives up on you. And it's a tradition at this school for the higher classmates, for your higher peers, to basically look down on you and bully you because you got sent to Class E. And it's basically, if you go to Class E, you're basically seeing the weakest of the weak because you couldn't maintain your grades. Because essentially, you couldn't maintain a perfect score. You couldn't maintain your perfect averages. I mean, basically, this academy wants you to be perfect. Also, too, there's a little bit of survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. But anyway, but this year in Class E, it's a little bit different. Because this class is very different than your normal class. Because not only do they have to pass their classes and graduate, they also have to assassinate their teacher. Now, I know what you're thinking. Michael, surely you're not promoting that. No, I am not. It's just the story, so hear me out. Okay? So, here's the thing about the story of Assassination Classroom. Assassination Classroom is this creature, this tentacled creature who we will eventually know as Kuro Sensei, has basically come up with an ultimatum that if the kids in class 3E can't graduate by the end of the year, he's going to blow up the earth. Also, they have to assassinate him within that 1 year's time. So, two tasks, not easy to do. One, study. Two, try to assassinate their teacher. But it isn't going to be easy. It never is. See, he can regenerate himself. He can reach speeds up to Mach 20. And most importantly, trying to catch him off guard is something that's not easy to do. Many attempts are tried throughout this series, and it's kind of actually hilarious to see what kind of plans the kids come up with, as well as the government come up with to try to take him out. It's actually really funny, and it's really, really cool. It's school, there's some comedy, and I really enjoyed it because for me, it's kind of a funny, silly little anime that you can watch just to turn your brain off and have a good time. But there is some seriousness involved. And some of it has to do with good character development from each of the characters. For instance, we meet a kid named Karma. And Karma is basically a genius. He has a lot of stuff, but he's also a delinquent. And he loves to fight. And he got sent to Class E just so that he could help assassinate the class teacher. But eventually he figures out that life isn't always about oneself, that it's about those you care about. That's Karma. The other thing is that he doesn't really trust teachers very much, considering the fact that before he got sent to Class E, actually before he got suspended in real life, he had a teacher that was on his side. But when it came to an actual bully that was bullying Karma and Karma fought back, then the teacher took the bully's side instead of Karma's, which sucked. And I could go into more of the other classmates, such as, I can't remember, Kaede. Kaede was an actress, and she wants revenge on Kuro Sensei. She essentially joined the class to kill Kuro Sensei. Why did she kill Kuro? Why does she want to kill Kuro Sensei? Because she believes that Kuro Sensei killed her own sister. And as you go through the series, you find out that that's not the case at all. And I'll explain more about that here in just a minute. But I think there's one other character that I really want to touch on, and that's Nagisa. And Nagisa is my favorite, to be honest. So, for those of you out there that have seen Assassination Classroom, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Nagisa was a girl. No, Nagisa was actually a boy. But to be completely honest, his mom wanted a girl. And so therefore, in order to rebel against his mom, Nagisa never wears his hair down because he knows that he looks like a girl. He always wears his hair pulled up, and of course he looks kind of feminine. That's just his character design. But ultimately, Nagisa is the one who really, in my opinion, develops character growth. He starts off as kind of like this loser kid and everything like that. And eventually, throughout the 2 seasons, we begin to see more of a character development with him, more of a growth arc. And I love Nagisa. He goes from not being able to thinking he can do it to making friends with his classmates and really coming to cherish them and the connection that they have with Kuro Sensei, to ultimately wanting to become a teacher himself because of Kuro Sensei. And the one thing that he's really good at is he's really good at studying. Now, hold on. I know what you're saying. Oh, so he does well in school. Then why did he get sent down to Class E? Well, the thing about it is yes, he's really good at studying, but he's really good at reading other people, which makes him a fine assassin. He studies, he knows how to kill, but he doesn't want to become a killer. And we really see him struggle with this because when he doesn't think that he's good at anything, assassination is something that he's really good at. And so he becomes confused and wonders if that's really what he's going to be once he graduates. Is he really going to become an assassin? And after tutoring a young girl who's in primary school, Nagisa finally realizes that he wants to be a teacher. And he's learned all the lessons that he needs to learn from being around Kuro Sensei. Like I said, Nagisa is my absolute favorite. But let's talk more about Kuro Sensei for a second. He's a giant squid. But here's the thing. If you think that he was created, it's half 50-50. You see, the backstory of Kuro Sensei was, he was an assassin, a well-known assassin known as the Reaper. However, he got caught, and he was experimented on by a crazy doctor and his wife. Now, his wife actually happened to be the former teacher of Class E. So there you go. And all she really wanted to do was to teach her high school class. And in her spare time, she would help her fiance, who was basically a crazy mad scientist. And so Remember I said at the beginning of this video that Kuro Sensei basically gave them 1 year before he blew up the earth? Well, there was more that I should have mentioned. In the beginning of the series, he makes claim that he's the one that blew up the moon, or at least blew up half of the moon. But it wasn't so. Actually, it was an experiment gone wrong, and basically a rat exploded, and that's what blew up half of the moon. Kuro Sensei only said that he did it because he knew that that would be the most likely target. He knew he made himself a target. Also, the reason why he chose 1 year is because that's how long his body could handle the transformation before he literally exploded. And one of the things I love about this is that towards the end of the series, there is a real debate on that the students have to make. Do they go through with the assassination of Kuro Sensei, or do they try to save him? He tells them his story of what really happened, of how he fell in love, and how he promised her that he was going to teach the kids of Class E, that maybe he could reach them where she couldn't. So there is a debate, and there's wonderful character development. So I highly recommend Assassination Classroom. It's a good series. It's an awesome series, and if you guys are looking for fun, little bit of inspiration, and a whole lot of funny, wacky action, and a bunch of kids trying to assassinate their classroom teacher, then Assassination Classroom is for you. Go watch it. It's on Crunchyroll. I had a blast. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me today, so check it. You guys know what to do, right? Hit that like button. Share this sucker out there. Please leave a comment down below. What did you think of Assassination Classroom? Have you seen it? Do you like it? If you haven't seen it, do you think you might be interested and you want to go watch it? And tell me also, who's your favorite character in Assassination Classroom? Do you like Nagisa just like I do? Maybe you're more of a Karma fan. Maybe you like Kaede. Maybe you like Hieta. There are a whole bunch of different characters that you can get behind in Classroom 3E. And I think Classroom 3E, in a way, represents all of us. And sometimes in our lives, we need someone like Kuro Sensei to just give us a helping hand. Just minus the earth explosion and the crazy octopus thing. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Share this sucker out there. Hit that notification bell so you know when I make another video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go make it an anime day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.